Football was the lifeblood of former New England Patriots player Aaron Hernandez, but did it also lead to his death? Hernandez was convicted of murder in 2015. He later died by suicide in a Massachusetts prison. Best-selling author James Patterson calls this the most troubling crime story of our time. He takes on the true crime case in his new book, All-American Murder. It raises the question of whether a degenerative brain disease linked to football could have caused Hernandez's violent behavior. James Patterson is here this morning ahead of tomorrow's 48 Hours special that looks at the athlete's life and death. Here's a preview.
When I write a book, I imagine a person sitting across from me, one person. I'm telling them a story, and I don't want them to get up until I finish.
That's where the body was found, right there, by the way.
I did take a pulse, and the body was cold. There were 45 rounds around the body, no gun.
In the man's wallet, they found an ID, Odin Lloyd, 27 years old. He played for a semi-pro team, the Boston Bandits. You get a call from the police.
He says, "I'm sorry, Mom, but your son was shot and killed."
You found a set of car keys.
Enterprise rent-a-car.
And we learned that the car was rented to Aaron Hernandez.
Right.
Both of us are football fans. Pretty much everybody out there is a Patriot fan. It can't possibly be that Aaron Hernandez.
Odin Lloyd got to know Aaron because they were dating sisters. And apparently they hit it off.
But I knew that, you know, he was hanging out with Mr. Hernandez.
Watching Aaron Hernandez on the football field was magical.
I'm not sure you'll ever see another guy that can do what he can do.
He signs a $40 million contract with the Patriots. He's got it made.
This is probably one of the best days of my life.
Off the field, Aaron was just charismatic. If you see Aaron, he's always laughing or cracking a joke.
To me, a great guy, the love of my life, the father of my child.
He had a secret life.
His father passing away was one of the most important and damaging moments of his life because it was when he went the other way.
Hernandez was definitely capable of shooting his friends.
Aaron Hernandez was pulled out of his home in handcuffs this morning, charged with murder.
This has got to be a mistake.
Like involved with a murder, like, I could see that. I know he fooled a lot of people into thinking he was a great guy. Me, I'm one of them.
Guilty of murder in the first degree.
Oh, I was devastated, completely devastated. My whole world changed. He's all I know.
You hear stories about the fall from grace, and this might be one of the most tragic of all time.
This is where the clock ran out for Aaron Hernandez. He killed himself in a cell just yards from here in this Massachusetts prison.
He wasn't an evil man. No, he wasn't. He was a sick man, and what made him sick was football.
48 Hours contributor James Patterson joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
We know CTE is a brain disease that's caused and linked with, I should say linked, with repeated blows to the head. His brain was given to Boston University, right? What did they find?
Yeah, weirdly, my niece, actually, who's a neurologist at Boston, she actually handled his brain.
And what have they found?
They found that for his age, he had the amount of damage they'd never seen in anybody under 45. So he had severe damage.
But you think this is so much bigger than CTE?
I think it's much more complicated.
Why?
I mean, you know, I think if you take a guy who has psychopathic tendencies, look, most people that have CTE do not kill people, but I think there's CTE, there's psychopathic tendencies, and then an incredible amount of drug use.
What first drew you to this story?
There's a lot of things. One, I mean, my family moved up to Boston area when I was a teenager, and so I was a Patriots fan. So that's a piece of it. My initial reaction when I heard that he was involved was, oh my God, we got Gronk, and this can't happen. We can't break up this. And then, because nobody believed. I mean, the detectives, when they found his name on the keys,
they said it can't be that.
They said it can't be Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, it has to be another Aaron Hernandez. I do think this is the most complicated, interesting murder story in the last 25 years, including O.J.
Why? Why?
O.J., it was a simple, look, whatever happened, did or didn't happen there, it was one incident. Here was several incidents, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. I do think that the suicide is probably CTE related.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was really, and during the last year or so, I think he was really off his rocker. But interestingly, father figures could appear. Urban Meyer was a real father figure for him, did a great job for him down at the University of Florida. Bible study, was with him, brought him to the house all the time. And the sheriff at one of the prisons, Sheriff Hodgson, also became, I think, a father figure for him. And that seemed to calm him somewhat.
Well, you've given us a really good tease.
This, I'm telling you,
Thank you, James.
this show, and what's going to knock people's socks off is this guy, he's so handsome. His smile is incredible. He had so many gifts. Beautiful fiance, little baby, beautiful house. Yeah.
Well, really interested to see this, James Patterson. Thank you so much. And you can watch James' full report, All American Murder, on a special 48 hours broadcast tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central. It's part of a double feature beginning at 9, 8 Central right here on CBS.